Hello everyone, it's clayrammage. I have a what's sold video today. It's been a while since we did a what's sold video. I'm going to start doing some what's sold videos and on the opposite weeks of how-to videos. So I'm going to be alternating on Thursdays. One will be how-to and the next week then will be what's sold. I kind of got away from the what's sold videos, but now I'm going to get back into them so you can see what we sell. And for those of you new to the channel, I'm a part-time reseller on eBay, Facebook Marketplace, local stuff, and also I have a booth at an antique store. So those are my three main outlets for selling the items that we find at the Goodwill Outlet bins, thrift stores, estate sales, garage sales, blah, blah, blah. Since we're in Minnesota, this winter time is not very conducive to garage sales. So not too many of those going on. But let's just get right into what we sold this last couple weeks in January. One of the items, this I found at the bins. This is a Wiggins wool baseball hat. And it's in excellent condition. Looks like it was hardly ever worn. There's no signs of any staining or sweat stains or anything like that. The interior and exterior were both in excellent condition. And this actually sold to someone locally here in Minnesota. So, but that sold for $40. I probably paid 75 cents for it, because it was a weight-based item at the bins. So that was some really good profit. This I also found at the Goodwill bins. These are some vintage pencils. This brand is Mongol. Now, all of them were not Mongol. Some of them were Time Magazine pencils. And so the box was a Mongol, but the pencils inside were not. And I listed that and disclosed all that. And I still sold it for $14. No, I accepted a best offer of $11 on these. And so, great deal. Again, I paid less than $1 for them. This is a lot of Dollhouse Furniture that I picked up from an estate of a friend of mine who was cleaning out. Their mother was moving. It's 3 generations that lived in the same house. And so they graciously allowed me to pick some stuff out to sell for them, or actually I bought it from them and now I'm selling it. But one of them was these Dollhouse Furniture. This is all wood Dollhouse Furniture, very heavy duty, well constructed. Almost felt like they were handmade, but extremely well made. And so these pieces sold for $30 plus shipping. This little plate I picked up at the bins. Now it's on the back. It's a woodcraft plate, and so woodcraftery rather. So it's a fairly well-known wood manufacturer that created plates and hand painted and that kind of stuff. So this was a fun little find. Again, really lightweight from the bins. So $17.99 plus shipping. Just sold this Mudworks pottery cup. It's in a flag design, stars and stripes. It's Mudworks is the name of the pottery. They're fairly common on eBay. This sold for $15. I took best offer on this. Again, this I've had for a while. I picked it up at the bins. So most of the stuff that's been selling has been on the bins. I sold this promotional watch. It's Goldfish Crackers watch. And so I sold this to, I picked these up. I picked up a lot of almost 100 of them this summer at a garage sale. And I paid $110. So I paid just a little over $1 each for these. And I've been selling them off, over the, months since the summer. This one sold for $15. So yeah, I've more than made my money back at this point. And everyone we sell now is pure profit. So this antique Simon Halbig doll I picked up at the bins a couple weeks ago. This is another one of those great examples of always open all the boxes, because in the one bin we were going through, there was a American Girl doll box. And so everybody was passing it up because it said American Girl doll. And I thought, and I picked it up and it was heavy, so it had something in it. So I decided, let's look inside of it. I looked inside and this was the doll that was in it. This particular model doll is from the 1800s, beginning of the 1900s. but based just on the signature, this was probably, late 1800s. And she obviously had some condition issues. She had the kid-skin body, so it's a leather body, the porcelain head. Her arm, she had one good arm, one bad arm, and you can tell she's got a very long body for a doll. And her one eye was popped out of the socket. And here you can see the one arm is broken. The other arm was perfect. That's the broken arm. But the lady that bought it was very excited to get it, and so after she got it, she sent me an email and said that she pulled stuffing out of the head that had newspapers from when Roosevelt was still president. So, that would have been the 30s, late or early 40s, late 30s, early 40s. And she said, I think your eye's been broken for a long time. So it kind of sounded that way. But she was excited. She was going to restore her and get her back in good shape. So that was exciting. And I love to hear back from people when they buy stuff and what they're going to do with it. So that was really cool that she did that. This is a Les Cuba thermo drinking pitcher that I picked up at an estate sale for $1. Now, Les Cuba, my wife's uncle, actually studied under him, and they had family connections. My wife's family and Les Cuba were known each other back in the day. And so, Les Cuba stuff's always kind of close to us, but I picked this up for resale, sold it for $20. I did have it listed for, like 6 months before it sold, but it took a little while, but it did sell. And again, it sold to a Minnesotan, so that was cool. And Les Cuba's a Minnesota artist that's well known around here. This vintage footstool kit I picked up at a Goodwill store. I think I paid like $4 or $5 for it. No, it was $3.99. Yeah, it was $3.99. I had it for a while and had it listed. It was kind of heavy, so I think that was part of the hesitation because the shipping was a little more. But in this case, it didn't cost. It was $8.70 shipping. Sold for $35. So that was a pretty good deal. It was all there too. I went through the instructions were with it, so I went through those to make sure that everything was complete, and it was. So that was good. Picked up this Limoges vase, and I'm pretty sure I picked this up at the bins, if I remember right. That sold for $20 plus shipping. Almost all my stuff is plus shipping. I very rarely do free shipping. This was another item I recently picked up at the bins. It's a Professor Otto F. Propp's Rothenburg City, which is a city in Germany. These are kind of touristy prints, hand colored in this case. And I always pick these up when I find them because they sell well. And I always list them at $34.99 when I list them on eBay. And many times I will get that, or I take an offer of like $30 or something. So considering I pay $1.50 for these prints framed, ready to go, it's great money. So, look for these and pick them up and resell them because for me, I've just had great luck with them. I sell almost every one I get. Another great seller for me is Vintage Hankies. This is a Faith Austin signed. Faith Austin there down at the bottom. This did not have tags on it, but it looked like it was probably maybe used and laundered once. It was in excellent condition. And these butterfly ones are always popular. So again, $15 when I picked this up at the bins, and it was probably 10 cents. So another great seller. Vintage Hankies. This one I picked up at the bins recently, this Ralph Lauren, small wristlet purse. And I wasn't going to list it on eBay because it has in the corner, let's see, on the back here, it was dirty along the edges, and I was like, I don't know if I want to list this because of those. And I took a damp cloth and tried to clear it off, but I couldn't get it off, and so I was like, I don't know. So I thought, well, let me just throw it out here again. I didn't pay much for it, probably 50 cents. Put it out there at $8.99 plus shipping, and it sold within a day. So that was a good decision. This Remington vintage electronic shaver is like perfect condition. We bought this at an estate sale for $1, I believe. And it's been listed for a while. I finally sold for $20. And I put this movie prop on there because it was in that good a condition that it easily could have been used in a 1960s movie and fit right in. So sometimes if you have items that you think might be good for movie props, throw them in there. Throw that little phrase in there. These I also picked up at the bins. These are some vintage flash for Polaroid cameras. There's 2 flash bars in one pack, plus it had this booklet. So I threw the booklet in there and sold them both for $15. So this is a vintage 1970s macrame. I know it's 1970s because my grandmother actually made this when I was selling this on behalf of my mom. So Mom, if you're watching, you're going to get some money. I'm going to send you some more money because this wasn't on the list. Yeah, my uncle owned a carpet company, so there was a lot of carpet scraps that she could use to make these kind of vintage wall hangings. So pretty cool, but family didn't want it, and so off it goes. And the lady that got it sent me a message saying how much she loved it, and thanks for sharing my grandma's macrame with her. This Magnolite, Wagner Magnolite saucepan I picked up a couple weeks ago at a thrift store for $2.99. Again, this was when I was watching Hustlin' Hooks, which is another YouTube channel. They do reselling, quite a bit of it, and they talked about pots and pans and what sells and what doesn't. And so I just happened to find this Magnolite one. I thought, well, let me try it for $3, and sure enough, sold for $24.99. Now, I didn't clean this up, shine it up like they do. I probably could have got more had I done that, but I thought I'm just selling as is and see what happens. And it sold very, like within a week for $25. So I picked up these Beatrix Potter puzzles last summer at a garage sale. The 2 larger ones were $1 each, and these 2 small ones were 25 cents each. So I have $2.50 in them. Sold them for $20 plus shipping. And Beatrix Potter for me has been hit and miss. I've sold quite a bit of it, but some of it just doesn't sell, and some sells well. So I don't know. Prisms, chandelier crystals. I kind of pick these up, onesie twosies, make a big lot and send them off. And the people that bought these actually are an organization that repairs and restores things and sells things for charity, which I thought was pretty cool. So I actually included a lot more than just these prisms that I sent to them, a bunch of extra other stuff that I had laying around, and thanked them for helping the needy. And then this Mickey and Minnie Mouse wine glass set picked up at the bins. So I paid 49 cents each for these, so 98 cents for the 2 of them. Sold them for $25 plus shipping very quickly, like within a week or 2. I can't remember exactly, but they weren't listed long, so that was good. Some of you may remember from a previous video, this was actually my thumbnail at the beginning of the video, the bug lady. This little bug lady figurine. It's just so funny. But yeah, so sold her for $10 plus shipping. What more can I say? And then the last item, again, these I picked up at the bins. I was debating. They're rather heavy. These are Rifkin security money bags. These are from a bank. These actually still have the bank name on them. And Northwest Bank of Minnesota. And so I had them out there as a lot. I had somebody wanting to buy just the green one, which was the larger one, and trying to make a deal with me. And I was like, they wanted me to send it to them, $25 free shipping. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. And then they're like, well, I can buy a brand new one for that price. Well, then buy a new one. Why are you looking for a used one? Go and buy a new one. I don't care. And so within a week after that little dialogue I had with someone, all 3 of them sold for $35 plus shipping. So that was nice. So I held out and it worked. And again, because they were heavy, I probably paid like $5 for all 3 of them. But the lock mechanism is what's heavy on those. The bags themselves aren't that heavy. But these are apparently fairly popular. So you see some, pick them up for $1 or $2. Could be worth the money. But anyway, thank you guys. That's my what sold video for this week. Catch you next time. Bye.